So I think one of the highlights of my guiding career was going to Old Pajeta Conservancy in Kenya, where we had the privilege of seeing the last two northern white rhinos. These two females are the last two left of an entire subspecies. And this subspecies used to roam everywhere from the northern parts of Uganda through Central African Republic, Democratic Republic of Congo, all the way into Sudan. And these grazers spread from the forest through the grasslands and moved all around. Over years of poaching, numbers in the 70s and 80s went down from 500 individuals to just 15. And from that point, they recovered just a little to around 32 individuals. Now, I had the privilege of taking guests in with Natural Habitat Adventures, and we got to interact with these animals. These last two females are guarded 24/7. To be on the ground with these gigantic creatures who had no ill will towards us, even though we've taken out the rest of their species, was immense. I remember getting back into the vehicle after having this time outside with these two animals and just letting it sink in that I'd just been on foot with the last two remaining individuals of a subspecies, of a species, and that there was a high possibility that within a few years, if something drastic wasn't done, that they would never be seen again. You can't explain the emotion, you can only feel it. Whilst the survival of the northern white rhino remains in doubt, and the thought that a lot of people have written them off as extinct because there are only two females left, with the last remaining male having died in 2018, the effort to save these animals seems quite distant, but there's a lot of things that are going on. First, they tried to mate one of the northern white rhino females with a southern white rhino, just to try and keep some of that genetics going. Unfortunately, it didn't take. The young and the older female have been found to be barren. The older female is unable to take the weight of a baby because of the damage done to her feet from being in a zoo for so long and walking on concrete. And the younger one, through a miscarriage, has actually fallen barren and unable to carry the babies. You would think that this would spark the end of the chance of the revival of this northern white rhino species. But scientists are hard at work to try and find a way to do this. What they have done is they have harvested eggs from both the older and the younger female. They have eggs from other females too, and semen from 7 different northern white rhino males, which they have stored and frozen. The eggs were flown all the way to Italy to a research center where embryos were created from in vitro fertilization, and they are ready to be implanted. But how are they going to implant them? How is this possible? Both of these females are barren. So what they have done is they've created and used 2 southern white rhino females who they have separated from the rest of the group. They're going to use these as the surrogate mothers for these 2 rhinos and for the embryos that are to come. Now, where it gets really crazy is us as humans have to figure out when the female is ready. And this is an impossible task. Rhinos have an incredible sense of smell, and they use an organ called the organ of Jacobson to figure out when a rhino female is ready. How this works is when she goes to the loo, he will be able to smell in her dung her age, her sex, her sexual status, her hormone levels. All of that information is stored in there. And when I first heard about it, I was like, well, how are they going to do this? How are they going to figure out how a male rhino does this? So what they did was they used a sterile white rhino male, southern white rhino male. The moment he reached the point of no return where he started to try mate with those females, that is the point that they know that she is ready to accept that egg, that embryo, and implant it in. So as soon as COVID eases and those embryos can be flown in from Italy, those females, as soon as they are ready, will be implanted with this and be the surrogate mothers for these incredible creatures. There's a 50% chance of saving this species.